Good evening, ladies and gents, back with another Conquerors Blade video, and this time we're going to be discussing if the game is dying yet again, or if we are seeing improvements in numbers. So, before I get into it, I have been asked this question a few times in the last couple of weeks. Is it worth coming back to? Is the player base dwindling? Is the game dying? All the regular questions I seem to be getting all the time. So I'm going to kind of go into it and see how the game is performing at the minute, but also raise a few concerns at this point as well. Before I get any further into it, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, all that lovely fan-doobie-tastic stuff, and we'll get stuck straight into it. So, recently the game had ported over to the booming side of things. We've dropped my games in the last few months, and with it has brought about a few changes to the game. Now, with that second wind of going over to the booming game side of thing, we did see an initial kind of increase in players at that first kind of point. Over the last couple of months, though, that number seems to have felt like it's been dwindling a little bit. However, looking at the Steam chart, so this is the most recent Steam charts. I'm literally looking at this live. This is the current Steam chart for the last few days. Now, this is showing a bit of an increase on the last couple of months, and that is because we've all had to actually transfer over onto the one side of things on Steam. So we are all now playing a centralized version of Conquerors Blade, which explains that really big increase in gain right there. Just before that, though, we did see an increase in players, but the 4 months before that, we did see a dwindle. Now, the numbers are slowly creeping up, which is a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I think we are on a bit of an upward trajectory at the minute because more people seem to be hearing of the game coming into the game. However, the marketing is still not as great as it should be. We're definitely seeing improvements in it, but recently, definitely in the last 2-3 weeks, we have heard nothing at all. And that is on the official Discord. That is from any kind of official trailers, any official marketing, all the rest of it. The only posts that the community managers seem to be putting up at the minute are either showcasing the patch updates or a new customizable, which is a ridiculous price coming into game. That seems to be all we are getting at the minute. It is a real shame because when we ported over to the booming side of things, we were getting dev Q&As, we're getting roadmaps, we've got a few other kind of things as well, and that all seems to have dwindled in the past month or two, which is a really, really shame. It seems to be going back the same way it has. They have said the next season is going to be a very, very big one, so I am just hoping and praying that their time is all being consumed by that. But even the influencer side of things, we really are not hearing anything at all from anybody, which is a real shame because we do know staff are coming on each day, but no one seems to be really interacting or engaging with the community. The community managers are not doing their community manager job very well because we are not seeing any engagement from them in terms of talking to people in the channels, raising kind of issues, or the rest of it. The moderators, I got hats off to you guys. Like, obviously I stepped down from this a couple of months ago, but the moderators are still there, or certain moderators anyway, are kind of putting out the fires a little bit and kind of spreading the word. But community managers, you are meant to be managing the community. You are meant to be engaging the community. You are meant to be increasing the community. I do not see any of those things happening, unfortunately, at the minute. This is not a dig. It is just the fact that actually we need more kind of supportive, approachable, and motivated community managers to be pushing this as much as possible. We are in a golden age at the minute. We have just recently transferred over to booming. We have so many things hopefully ahead of us coming as well, with new weapons, new maps, all the rest of it. The feedback that people are raising, there's been some really, really good feedback in the past few weeks as well. So devs, if you are watching this, please listen to some of the feedback and act upon it. But it's a real shame to see that actually it definitely in the last 3-4 weeks, we have not really seen any engagement whatsoever from staff side, which is a real shame. The dev Q&As, as much as they did raise a few concerns with a few of the questions and answers being answered in them, they were still very, very good because it shows a bit of an active and supportive and kind of enthusiastic kind of staff base behind the game. We need more dev Q&As. I would say you need a dev Q&A at least once a month, lads, to be honest, keep everybody up to date. Even if you haven't got really much to kind of say or kind of feedback on and all the rest of it, I'm sure every single month there is going to be something that you can kind of give us, and even if there isn't, actually it could just be a few games with players, few giveaway codes, all the rest of it, and just similar things to what the My Games community managers were doing weekly before. I think doing it monthly, it would really help the game out. I'm going to leave the video there though. Hopefully we will see more improvements coming, hopefully the next season, because we are fast approaching the end of this season already. Hopefully the next season that is going to be coming is going to bring some big things with it. That is what we have been promised in the last few kind of Q&A with the devs and everything. So hopefully that is going to be true. Hopefully we are going to be seeing some big things. Hopefully we are going to be getting that new hero weapon that has been promised by end of the year as well. Because if we don't, I can see a lot of people being very disappointed and possibly moving on to other games, because there's a whole host of other games that have come out recently which I know are starting to take a lot of people's attention away from Conquerors Blade, because again the kind of activity and the engagement is just not as it should be. This is not a bit of a gripe or a dig video at all. It's not meant to be like that at all. It is just meant to be a bit of a kind of here we are, this is what's going on at the minute, where we're at, and a few tips and suggestions for kind of people to kind of improve things and make the engagement better and really kind of excel the game forward as much as it should be. We seem to be on an upward trajectory at the minute. Like I said right at the start, we need to keep improving that. We need to keep pushing it. We need to keep seeing that upward trajectory, because we don't want to be going down to 1,000, 2,000 players again, because that was not fun times whatsoever. Thank you very much for watching, folks. If you have any comments, thoughts, suggestions, all the rest of it, if you leave them down in the comments, I will get back to each and every one of you. Let me know how you're finding the game. Are you finding actually we're getting into bot games a lot, or are we finding real players a lot? How does the game feel to you as well at the minute? Does it feel like a bit more lively? Does it feel like it's got a bit more kind of stuff going on in it, or do you think we're headed back to the same direction we were before? Thank you very much for watching, folks. Like I said, if you have not hit that like button, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, all that lovely fan doobie tested stuff, and I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.